Welcome to paradise. With its lack of pesky state income taxes, top-rated beaches, strong economy and job market, reasonably priced real estate, and pleasant year-round climate, Florida is one of the best U.S. states to relocate to. If you're planning on making the big move to this peninsula state soon, you might be looking around for some of the most affordable locations to live. In this video, we'll be taking a closer look at some of the cheapest places to live in the great state of Florida. Kissimmee. Home to one of the best amusement parks in the country, Kissimmee, Florida is a lot more than just an amazing vacation destination. Cost of living and housing is especially affordable here. On the housing side, the average home is in the low 100,000s. Even though Walt Disney World has made this town a prime tourist attraction, the effects of this have been nothing but positive for the local economy. Kissimmee is one of the premier locations in the nation for entertainment and outdoor recreation activities. It also boasts one of the strongest job markets in the state. Plus, with its convenient roadway system, your morning commute should be a breeze. Cape Coral. Situated in the southwest corner of Florida, not far from Fort Myers, Cape Coral consistently appears in many top 10 lists of the most affordable places to live in the state, and for good reason. Boasting more than 400 miles of canals, the city has earned itself the nickname of the Waterfront Wonderland. Population is about 175,000 and the crime rate is especially low, making it one of the safest cities to live in Florida. Housing, utilities, and healthcare expenses in Cape Coral are lower than the national average. That being said, grocery and transportation expenses are a tad bit higher than the surrounding area. The median home price hovers around $225,000, and a one-bedroom apartment will run you about $900 a month. Palm Coast. This Florida seaside town has it all. If you're looking for a spot along the ocean that boasts community and an easy way of life, Palm Coast just might be the utopia you're looking for. It's located on the upper east side of the state. This positioning means it's rarely ever touched by hurricanes and provides its residents with warm weather and plenty of sunshine year-round. Palm Coast is a nature lover's dream come true with its vibrant and colorful wildlife, world-class trails, and quiet beaches. It's an incredibly tranquil community, perfect for retirees, digital nomads, expats, or just about anyone. Hey, if you're enjoying this video so far, be sure to give it a like, and subscribe to Viewcation if you haven't already, and stick around for more of the cheapest places to live in Florida. Palm Bay. In the 1920s, this coastal town in Brevard County changed its name from Tillman to what it's known as today. Living here will give you a typical suburban experience, as most residents own their own houses. There are plenty of parks, nature preserves, and wildlife sanctuaries in the surrounding area, and as far as demographics, the area is very ethnically and politically diverse. Since it's centrally located between Miami and Orlando, there's always something to do nearby. Gainesville. Home of both the University of Florida and Santa Fe College, Gainesville is both one of the most affordable and safest places to live in Florida. It's a medium-sized city that can be found in Alachua County and offers residents amenities at a low cost. Median home prices are around $120K, with the average listing being $200,000. There are plenty of things to keep you and your family entertained in town. Gainesville has plenty of parks, walking trails, museums, galleries, and theaters. Job opportunities are also plentiful. The cost of living is 2% lower than the national average, which means things like housing, groceries, and medical expenses won't break the bank. Gainesville is landlocked, however, so if you're looking for a beachfront property, you're not going to find it here. Orlando. If you enjoy warm weather, golfing, athletics, and living an overall active lifestyle, Orlando is one of the best places in the nation to live. While most people know it as being home to several top-tier theme parks, Orlando also makes for one spectacular place to live. Housing costs are lower than the national average, parks and green spaces are aplenty, fresh seafood is abundant and cheap, there are many diverse neighborhoods, and nearby natural wonders like the Merritt Island National Wildlife Refuge will leave you blown away whenever you choose to venture out. Quincy. Arguably one of the most underrated cities in the state, Quincy has one of the lowest crime rates in the state and astonishingly affordable housing. The median home value is $145,000 and job opportunities are everywhere. Most residents own their own homes and grocery expenses tend to be lower than the national average. The only expense that's higher than the rest of the country is healthcare. Nearby, there are plenty of parks, trails, and museums to explore, and numerous highly rated restaurants to visit when you need a break from dining in. The average rent for a one-bedroom is $900, while a two-bedroom home will run you about $1,100 a month. Dunedin. If you're looking for a place that's both charming and affordable, Dunedin, located on the northwest coast of the state, is one of the best places in Florida to live if you're on a tight budget. It's a small beach town with plenty of good schools, a low cost of living, a low crime rate, and decent job prospects. Downtown housing can run you a pretty penny, but if you're okay living on the outskirts of town, Dunedin is one of the cheapest places to live in the state. Housing, transportation, groceries, utilities, and services are all lower than the national average, and there are plenty of affordable condos in the area to rent. Bartow. Located about an hour's drive southwest of Orlando and only 40 miles east of Tampa, Bartow is yet another affordable place to live in Florida. The median home price is $139,000, and the town tends to be relatively quiet and low in crime. You can find a one-bedroom studio apartment for rent for as low as $640 a month, and employment opportunities are at the moment quite abundant. Nearby, there are plenty of historic buildings, lush parks, and captivating museums to visit. Since it's located so close to both Tampa and Orlando, you'll never have trouble finding ways to keep yourself entertained. If you have children, you could easily take a day trip to Orlando's world-famous theme parks. Jacksonville. Situated along the northeast coast of Florida, Jacksonville is the cheapest place in the state to live. The cost of living here is 7% lower than the national average. You can easily find a one-bedroom apartment for around $900 a month. Groceries, services, and utilities are also extraordinarily inexpensive. Jacksonville is a very family-friendly city that offers countless recreational activities, especially for those who love water. In addition to its stunning beaches, Jacksonville also has top-rated nearby attractions like the Jacksonville Zoo and Gardens, Kingsley Plantation, and Fort George Island Cultural State Park. The unemployment rate here is very low, so you shouldn't have any trouble finding gainful employment. It's also located close to other major cities like Savannah and Atlanta, Georgia. Edgewater. This city is yet another inexpensive place to live if you're looking for a place near the beach. Located between Cape Canaveral and Daytona Beach, Edgewater is a relatively small town along the eastern coast. It's safe and quiet and has very affordable housing. The crime rate is lower than other major cities in the state, and the unemployment rate is also very low. Many Atlantic Ocean beaches are just a short drive away. You could also easily take a day trip to Orlando, as it's only about an hour by car. On average, you can expect to live here for less than $2,000 a month, as housing, utilities, healthcare, and other goods and services are all pretty cheap. St. Petersburg. Located in central Florida on the west coast, not far from Tampa Bay, St. Pete is one of the cheapest places in the state to live, seeing as how the average cost of living here is about 1% less than the national average. The median home price is $184K, which is 7% lower than that of the rest of the state. The unemployment rate is 4.6%, which is 1.2% below the national average. The area is popular for fans of activities like fishing, boating, golfing, and pretty much any water sports you can think of. It also has a thriving nightlife scene, plenty of amazing restaurants, and some of the best beaches on the west coast of Florida. Now it's time to hear from you. Did we miss any of your Florida favorites? Let us know in the comments section below. And before you go, make sure you give this video a like and subscribe to Viewcation if you haven't already. Click the bell icon to stay updated on all our latest content.